Okay, so in order to set this up so that you can use appointment slots for parents to sign up for parent conferences, first of all, one thing that you may want to make sure parents are aware of is that they need a Google Calendar account themselves in order to do this. Otherwise, they can't sign up for a slot. Accounts are free. You know, they can just go to calendar.google.com. You can even associate it with an existing email account, so they don't need to start a whole new Google account. They can actually sign in with, like, if they've got Yahoo or whatever. But anyway, on your end, probably what you're going to want to do is, and here on my calendar you can see I've unchecked all my other calendars just so we're not seeing all the clutter. What you're probably going to want to do is create a new calendar that's just specifically for this, because you're going to have to share that calendar out, so you probably don't want, you know, all of your other calendar events out there in the world. So in order to do that, we just come over here onto the left hand side and scroll down below my calendars, and you'll see where it says other calendars and there's a plus sign. So if I click on that plus sign, one of the options is to create a new calendar. So I'm going to call this M. Dalton Conference Slots. Create the calendar. This is going to take me into the settings for the calendar. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. So what I need to do is actually come back out here for a second, and you'll notice that now right there in the list I've got M. Dalton Conference Slots. So if I click on the three dots next to it, when I put my mouse over it, there's an option for settings and sharing. And what I need to do is right here, access permissions, I need to check this box and say make available to the public and click OK, because otherwise, if I forget to do that, everything's going to look fine for me. I'm going to think everything is perfect. I'm going to put this out to parents, and then I'm going to get a lot of emails and phone calls telling me that they can't use it. So I do need to make sure that I've made it publicly visible. Okay. So then the next step is just to go ahead and start creating your time slots. So to do that, I'll just click here, and again, because that's the only calendar I have checked right now, it's going to show up as the by default the one to create the event in. Otherwise, I could click here and change it to a different calendar if I wanted to. Okay, so I could change, but I'm going to keep it as conference slots. And then up here, by default, whenever you start a new event, it's always as event, but I'm going to click on appointment slots. And once I do that, then it asks me, okay, what's the time frame? So I'm going to say that it's going to go from 11:30 to, let's say 1 o'clock, 11 to 1 o'clock rather. Slot duration, so here I can adjust how many minutes I want each slot to be, so I'll say 15. And then I'm going to go ahead and click save. So here's the event. So the question is, how do you get this out to parents? So if I click on this, you can see by doing that it says go to the appointment page for this calendar. So let me click on that, and clicking on it, you can see here's that event that I just created, and there's all these 15-minute slots that are available. Okay, there's no title because nobody's signed up for it yet. For those slots. So if I come here and I click and highlight this, Control C, this is the address that I'm going to want to share out with parents when it's time for them to sign up for their slots. And this is what I mean by they have to have a Google Calendar account. If I open up a new incognito window and I paste that in there, the first thing it's asking me to do is sign in. So I can't even, you know, as a parent, I wouldn't even be able to see these appointment slots unless I'm signed into my Google Calendar account. So again, you're going to want to make sure that they understand that. Okay, as they start signing those slots out, they're going to disappear. You'll be able to see who has signed out the slots, but nobody else will. But the slot will no longer be there and be available for somebody to sign up for. Okay, and that's really all there is to it.